Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a social sports pad podcast. I'm your host Ricky. With me always is Ben, and we have Tim, Alex, and my brother the Cobra. Everybody, say hey to the socialverse.
What's up?
Hello.
What's that?
Oh,
I had a bean burrito for lunch. It's amazing.
the beefy 5-layer.
Oh,
Nah, not Taco Bell.
oh God. Oh God. I see this is going to be a disaster already as we talk about football. Wait, we're not talking about football today? Holy shit.
No.
We are actually introducing a whole brand new show for you ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wednesday Wreck. This is basically our mashup show where we cover everything that isn't football related. There will be no talk of football in this thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be where we're going to talk about the NBA, which just started its season yesterday, because this is Wednesday. We're also going to talk about the NHL with their season kicking off. We're also going to talk about the Major League Baseball postseason. We're at the conference championships, and we are going to talk about a little bit of wrestling. As the WWE, their NXT brand is going into their next premium live event with Halloween Havoc, and also a couple other things, related to anything else that comes off the top of our heads. It's going to be a fun show, and let's start off with the NBA a little bit. Does that sound good, fellas?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right. So, basically, as I said, the NBA started last night. I have limited knowledge on the NBA. I've been, I work too hard to kind of follow anything like that. I hear Lakers and nobody else.
And I only follow the Bulls, so I'm biased.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows. Everybody's got their own little kind of like guys that they're rooting for. Now, I brought up like who was in the playoffs last year. I'm like, okay, these guys are probably not going to be in it this upcoming year. So basically, who do you see going to be in the finals? We'll kind of go around the room, everybody. We'll start with Ben, then we'll go Alex, then we'll go with Tim, then my brother Cobes, and then me. All right.
So, you want to know who's going to be on the finals? Like, who's going to be in the last game of the season?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Basically, give me an east side, the west side, and whatever story.
Right now, it's a toss-up right now because you really don't have a team that stands out in the East. You might have the Celtics. The Bulls didn't do anything to improve. The Heat, potentially. I'm going with the Heat. Heat versus the Warriors.
Yeah. All right. Alex.
This is probably gonna be crazy talk for me, but Clippers Sixers as the finals.
So you're going Clippers Sixers?
That's old school like matchup.
It pretty much is, man. That's all right, but hey,
I would love the Bulls in fantasy world.
I mean, sometimes you just go with your gut, no matter what. I mean, that's what I'm kind of going with. It's not really going to be founded on anything. So, Tim, what say you?
We go from down south, Texas, to Dallas Mavericks, and the Celtics.
Said you're going Celtics and the Mavs. All right. So something we totally didn't do. Totally skipped everything. So who do you think gonna win it? between your little the East and the West. So who's gonna win it all? Go back to Ben.
Who's gonna win it all?
Yep.
The Heat.
You say the Heat. Alex, who is yours on the Clippers and the 76ers?
I would say the Clippers.
All right, and then Tim of your Mavericks and you said Celtics, I think, right?
Yeah, I said the horseman from Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic MVP.
All right.
Sounds good to me. You said
All right.
Joker?
Luka Doncic MVP.
Oh, okay.
All right, Jay, who do you say?
So going off last year, I think we're gonna see Phoenix and Philadelphia, with Phoenix winning in 7.
Phoenix.
All right, yeah, that's interesting.
Oh,
And I mean, me with my no knowledge, of NBA since like Kevin Durant left. That's no, not Kevin Durant. Shit, Tim Duncan left. Yeah, God, how did I get them mixed up? And definitely so my limited knowledge of basketball even before then. But no, I mean, from what I've heard, like it is Golden State's world and everybody in it. So until somebody actually like smacks Golden State down, definitely saying Golden State is going to be the winners of the West, and the winners of the whole thing. So it don't matter who it's going to be in the East. I mean, I'll just go with, I'll go with the 76ers, just because why not? So that's my pick there.
fair.
So
I have a thought.
Warriors in common.
I have a thought. You guys are going with the choke team, with the choke coach at 76ers, yeah?
76ers? I don't even like
No, with Doc Rivers as a coach. What did Doc Rivers do last year with 76ers and the year before 76ers?
dude, again, I absolutely not a thing. Sixers are my local team. So pretty much. I mean, they definitely going to go farther than the damn Wizards. So yeah. Like the Wizards are like the pre 2022 New York Jets. I'm sorry,
Ever since they changed
football,
their
but
name.
hey, that's what I know.
Ever since they changed their name, they've been crap. They've been good through the bullets.
I mean, last time they were anything was bullets. All right, so we're gonna bounce away from the court and we're gonna go to the rink.
Nice.
We're gonna talk some hockey. Basically, gonna anything you guys see so far with hockey, and then we're gonna do kind of a little bit late. Hey, these are the guys that we see winning the meet in the Stanley Cup Finals. So, all right, same rules apply. Ben, you start us out. Then we'll just round robin list like normal. All right.
All right. So I see in my land, in my head, it's time for Washington to get another Stanley Cup. Definitely want to be on the lookout right now for Ovechkin. So the Ovechkin watch, the countdown to legacy. So he's on his way to beating Gretzky, passing Gretzky's record. He's about 2.5 years away. The Caps, they're 2-2 right now, which isn't too bad, but I see them being the Stanley Cup champs, and I see them going against probably the Stars.
All right, Alex. What say you?
So for the Stanley Cup final, I'd say it's going to be Rangers versus Golden Knights, with the Golden Knights finally winning one.
Yeah, you act like it's been forever since they won.
Right, they're only been like what, 3 years, 4?
4.
All right, yeah, but hey, I mean, they might hang the banner. So, Tim.
Ever look at the Kraken?
Tim.
Tibby left. Tibby dropped out again.
He did drop out.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to Cobes then. So Cobra, what do you think? Who's gonna be your Stanley Cup final?
Stanley Cup final is going to be Carolina, Colorado.
Oh, interesting.
Unfortunately, Colorado's sweeping in 4 because Carolina doesn't have healthy goaltending. Injury-prone goaltending with Antti Ranta and Freddie Anderson. They are injury-prone goaltenders. Good, but injury-prone.
I mean, like, you can say that, but it's still a long season, man. Like, we're only.
I understand that, brother. I understand that, brother. But sometimes history trends. Just like Toronto Maple Leafs always losing in the first round.
I mean, you can't trust Toronto.
54 years in a secret underground sex dungeon.
Hey, we don't need no talk of the dungeon. The only dungeon we talk about is...
Look at the Capitals.
It exists.
They had to get over the hump of beating the Penguins in the playoffs. Once they beat the Penguins, everybody knew this was their...
All right. Show, is Tim back?
He is back.
All right, Tim. Go ahead and give us your Stanley Cup final.
Can you hear me? Oh no.
Yep.
I can hear you. What's the Stanley Cup?
Actually, the team that's this year is from Boston. Where I'm from, called the Boston Bruins. Yeah.
Oh no, not the boys' club.
The boys' club. Let's go. Let's bring them the big 3, whatever, big 4 boys' club this year. The Bruins.
Are you gonna say they're gonna dominate, or are they gonna just win barely?
They're gonna dominate the East. I think if you look at the Eastern Conference where they are, I think it's gonna be the Lightning and Bruins winning that. Like coming down to the maybe finals together.
Right. Yeah.
But overall, I think I want to see Bruins win another year before Pasternak or anybody retires. Before Bergeron retires, I want to see another Bruins one.
And who are they gonna play? Who are they facing? Who are they facing in the final? Well, I guess it doesn't matter who wins in the West because it's apparently the Bruins' world, according to Tim.
They only live in it.
Yeah, they only live in it. Like seriously, what's everybody oh yeah, this is the hockey buffalo. So me, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say Philly versus. God, da 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 da. Give me the Kings versus Philadelphia.
That's not a bad pick there.
Yeah.
As far as the Kings, Philadelphia is a bit suspect considering last year. That's just my humble opinion.
And then I'm going with my gut. It's not founded on anything. Seriously, do not put money on any of my damn picks for anything other than football, and even then it's kind of suspect. But basically I'm pulling for the Flyers versus the Kings, and I am going to say that the Flyers lose in 6 to your LA Kings. It's just where I'm going with this. It's
as they continue the curse of Pelle Lindbergh.
Okay, so we went NHL, we went NBA. Now we are going to go with what everybody is watching right now, the Major League Baseball. We have the Phillies versus the Padres. We got the Yankees going against the Astros. Who is meeting in the World Series? Ladies and gentlemen, Ben, start us out.
Oh, come on. Who's going to win?
Who is going to win? Holla at your boy.
The Philadelphia Phillies.
All right, who they facing?
They're going to be facing the Houston Astros, but it's going to go down to Game 7.
Between the Astros and Phillies, or what?
Yeah, between us.
Phillies are going to win it in Game 7.
Okay. Yeah, so Phillies.
That would mean we would lose to another NFC East team.
They're currently tied right now against the Padres in the bottom of the fifth, 2 outs, 4-4.
I mean, the Astros could be like the Buffalo Bills of football, lose to the NL East, the East side in the Nationals. So
would it be some shit if Buffalo Bills were the only team to beat an AFC East team or an NFC East team, and it was the Eagles?
It works, but no. So Alex, what do you see? I mean, actually, more than likely, I know you're going to say the Astros is going to win it all. So who is going to be the sacrifice to your Astros in your world?
So out of the Phillies or the Padres, I would say the Padres make it out in 6 games.
Okay.
And we would, beat them in 7 in the World Series.
Okay. Got a nice, wonderful. Give me your expectees as to why.
Let's see. So for World Series MVP, it would probably be Jordan.
Okay.
That's if we win, of course.
All right. So we'll go from Alex and we'll go to Tim. Tim, what you got? Are you still here?
In here.
And no,
he's gone. All right, so we're going back to the Cobra. What you got? You got Phillies and Padres or Yankees and Astros? What you got?
I got the Phillies and the Astros in the World Series. And despite the Houston Astros having Oscar DeGrooch as their hitting coach, the Phillies win in 5 thanks to a massive amount of dingers by one and only Kyle Schwarber. Mr. Nesbitt.
Don't forget Bryce. He can hit the ball too.
Fuck Bryce Harper.
I said Kyle Schwarber, not Bryce Harper.
No,
Bryce Harper.
Alex said Bryce Harper. Total tool bag.
What do you
Cowboys fan? Enough said.
So I'm gonna say Matey.
Tim's back.
No, Tim. All right, cool. Let's go Tim back, and then I'll go with mine. All right, Tim. Phillies, Padres.
I gotta say, I don't like the Astros or the Yankees, especially Yankees. I hope the Astros win, but I think Padres deserve to win the whole thing.
So he's going Padres. All right.
Yeah, and 6 against the whatever the cheated Astros or whatever you want to call it, Astros over there.
All right.
The Astros are facing the Padres. You said.
Yes, I think that's what Tim said.
Yeah, Padres, Astros. And said Padres in the 6. So, all right. So now me. Do I see the Phillies or the Dads going against the Yankees or the Astros? I'm going to say it is going to be the Phillies and the Yankees. I see the rest. That the Astros had this past week. It'll come up to bite them a little bit. They'll probably drop the first 2 games. Probably hit. It'll go to 7. Be the Astros losing the first 2, winning the next 3, and then losing the final 2. Then Phillies versus Yankees. My heart says Philly. The money says Yankees, but sometimes heart over money is definitely all you need. So
please, we need it. We don't want 28.
We want heart.
We want
Philly.
27 for the rest of their existence.
Considering that the Yankees, all they are is Aaron Judge and a bunch of peanuts. I definitely go Phillies over Yankees.
Yeah, Philly. All right. So from that, so we covered NHL, we covered NBA, we covered Major League Baseball. So let's cover the wrestling. Basically, we'll start off with WWE's NXT, they're about to have their Halloween Havoc Premium Live event. So we kind of do a little preview thing with it, what you guys expect to see, and what might actually happen. All right, we won't say anything about the hosts of it, even though Shotzi and Quincy Elliott. Hey, good on them.
If I might add something, Ricky, when it comes to NXT's homages to the pay-per-views within your house and Halloween Havoc, I just want to say it is a wonderful throwback to just nostalgia itself.
Well, I mean, like with NXT, like originally being Triple H's, kind of wonderful love, love child, thing. The thing about Triple H, he, and I mean, you definitely, can hear it from some of like the legends, like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat mentioned Triple H in his Hall of Fame speech. Basically Triple H is a student of legendary wrestling. He loves this sport of wrestling. He didn't just marry into it for the sake of marrying into it to get, get a bump up. He did it because he loves this, this sport and wanted to do stuff for the, for the sports entertainment industry. So, NXT with his, throwing back and everything like that, hey, I mean, WWE, Raw and SmackDown are basically right now, just kind of like, well, I mean, in the end of Vince's, era, it was basically just a soap opera, that kind of sucked. It wasn't Telemundo. It was more like, what you would see on ABC at 3:00 before one of the talk shows. So I mean, it's nice.
Era as the world turns.
Gotcha. Pretty much. Something the grandma will talk about. But so it's nice to see, especially in this era of wrestling. This is an era with wrestling that in my opinion, can be better than any era of all time because of the amount of talent that we have in it.
Yes.
So, I can't wait for it. I mean, I'm sure you guys, if you watch wrestling, you definitely feel somewhat similar, excited about how things are going everywhere.
And not absolutely.
Not just WWE. I like AEW. I like Impact. Actually seems like it's kind of starting to rebound. Everything is starting to actually meld into each other, and wrestling as a whole is just jumping up.
Well, Impact is actually becoming more competent as a promotion. NWA actually is Billy Corgan surprisingly is doing a good job with NWA, and we also have New Japan Pro Wrestling being absolute fire all the fucking time. But that's New Japan all the time. And that's just with AEW they got MJF and Orange Cassidy was recently crowned champion.
I mean, like and to be fair, like wrestling itself is going to we're about to hit a new golden era. This is probably going to be a platinum era in wrestling. And as much as there are people that like AEW is better than WWE. No, just sit back. Don't have any bias. Just sit and watch wrestling and revel in it, and it's going to be amazing.
Because back then, back in the quote attitude era, we had WCW and WWE. We were both fans of both of them.
Yeah, I mean, just watch wrestling.
Yeah,
I mean, fun. You guys agree?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch it because there was a healthy, competition going on back and forth. For a while there, Vince McMahon was just making WWE stale. Everything was predictive, Now Triple H has like brought in old talent and made it like entertaining again. And he's even brought in a storyteller, a long-term storyteller from the Marvel Universe. to do like a long-term telling, like, you know, storytelling, you know, because we need it. Like this whole like, oh my god, this happened, and all of a sudden, boom, it's over, and you're like, what? We didn't get any kind of like story or anything.
Yeah. I mean, anything you guys want to, Alex, Tim, anything you guys want to jump in before I,
Now,
go ahead into another rant?
There is another thing. Sorry to interrupt. I'm on WWE's website, and I did forget about this. I saw a recap earlier today about NXT last night, and I thought it was interesting. Is this a way to have Austin Theory not be ramped up so quickly? Like, is he going to cash in his NXT or his briefcase in NXT?
I wouldn't do that. If I was the WWE, I would not do that. That would, because if you talk about in recent years, the Money in the Bank, the Money in the Bank has supplanted the King of the Ring in making somebody a star. All right, because for the most part, the Money in the Bank briefcase was somebody's, just jump to the head of the line. Hey, I am going to be a WWE champion.
And for the most part, it has succeeded.
Yeah, I think.
Point, Edge, the first Money in the Bank winner, is proof of concept that, yeah, this is a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only Money in the Bank holders that haven't become world champion is Baron Corbin and
Damien Sandow.
Yeah, I thought he lost this case.
He did. No, he had it. He had it. He cashed it in. He lost to John Cena.
It's John Cena.
You're also thinking of Mr. Kennedy. He lost his title. He lost his briefcase to Edge, and Edge cashed it in.
Yeah.
But
I mean, for the most part, like, hey, but still, that Money in the Bank briefcase has legitimacy.
Yes.
It's like a title belt, right? Everybody can be in agreement.
Yeah.
That the Money in the Bank briefcase has legitimacy. And if Theory were to cash it in on the NXT title, which a lot of people say or see as a B program, all right, it would ruin the legitimacy of the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes.
I mean, yes, it would probably make the NXT title a more legitimate, hey, NXT's a on par brand as Raw or SmackDown.
But NXT doesn't need that.
It can be its own thing. It should be its own thing.
Yes.
I mean, the better thing that they should do with Theory with that briefcase is he needs to keep that briefcase. He needs to win the NXT championship, and then he needs to cash in that NXT championship. And then hold both the NXT title and the WWE Universal Championship.
In all of honesty, both the Universal and the World title need to be merged into one. We need an undisputed title belt again.
I mean,
we do.
Well,
we just do.
Well, having one belt. I mean, I like the two belts. It's a good look. So
I disagree with that. That's just me.
Okay. So
then again, I just hate. I hate the current design.
So we've been back and forth for a little bit. We need to let the other guys talk.
True enough.
So there are TV ratings out for last night's episode between NXT and AEW.
Okay, what we got?
So NXT Dynamite AEW Dynamite came out with a total audience averaging 752,000 to NXT 676,000. Dynamite finished in the 8th spot, whereas a stupid ad popped up in my face. NXT finished in the 12th spot, which isn't bad.
I mean, like, we've gone away from, talking about, like, hey, WWE is going to have, like, a 7. Like, this the way with internet streaming and things like that, I don't think anybody's really going to hit, that 7 at jump anymore. We're going to see lower across the board because there's so many different ways to actually watch any of these things anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I mean,
Peacock.
It's why pay-per-views don't exist anymore. We got PLVs.
AEW.
I mean, to be fair, like, pay-per-views are definitely dinosaur.
Facts.
Am I really gonna want to pay $50 some odd for something that's gonna be updated right on the internet in like an hour?
Yeah, no, you're right.
No. Yeah. I mean, those are things I definitely would want to see live. When they come around. Like when WrestleMania comes to Philly and I think it's what 2024.
Yeah, a couple years.
Right, Ben?
What's that? Yeah.
WrestleMania in Philly's 2024, right?
Yeah, 2024 is in Philly. That's when I want to go again.
Right.
It was fun, and when I went to the first time in NYC, I sat in the bleeders, and Undertaker's pyro almost made me feel like my face was going to melt off. I don't know how they withstand that heat up there. It's crazy.
No. So, let's see, Alex, Tim, you guys still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Tim has having a connection issue as a guest, so he's out again.
All right. So when he jumps in, he'll probably bump in some. Alex, so what you got to add on wrestling? If it's your thing, man.
I don't watch wrestling.
Have you ever watched wrestling though? Like, because
not really. Even when I had cable, then never.
All right. I mean, like, hey, that's the cool thing about this this program. We got a little bit of everything, man. So so if there's you can bring up the card on your phone and be like, okay, I like this guy's name, I like how he looks in the in the pictures, he's gonna be my guy. So we have let's go to the NXT card. They have Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp in an ambulance match. I mean, ambulance matches are definitely a fun little concept.
Fun concept on paper, execution hit and miss. I unfortunately remember fondly too much Mike Awesome's matches.
I mean,
the ambulance
there have been some bad ones.
Vince Russo always put up.
Wasn't the one where I can't remember? It was Brock Lesnar or somebody. They accidentally hit the top of the ambulance when they were trying to do like a suplex or something inside the ambulance or something.
I mean, ambulance matches are pretty forgettable for the most part. I mean, I would just go a good old fashioned casket match or a buried alive match. Just like, hey, Undertaker. I mean, utilize the Undertaker as like a special guest
enforcer,
referee.
Yeah, special guest referee or enforcer or something like that.
Just have him be around.
Yeah,
just fuck it.
Seriously, you're right on that.
It's like, hey, you guys want to kill each other, so boom, have them wheel out the casket, have them wheel it back. That'd be great, a wonderful little pop. But me, I'm going to go with Creed beating Kemp on this one. Just, something just says Creed's going to win it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Creed's going to win.
Then from there, we got Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade in a Weapons Wild match.
A weird name.
Just because
spin the wheel, make the deal.
Okay, I mean, hey, it works. It's a fun, interesting concept. I'm gonna go with Cora Jade on this one. It just feels, I mean, especially like even like watching Raw, it just feels like it's gonna be Cora Jade's time to shine. See her I see her going up against Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's Championship.
Right now, there seems like a lot of momentum right now going on Jade's behalf.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, and I was gonna say, with the Mandy Rose Alba Fire match, I'm definitely seeing Mandy Rose retaining. I like what Mandy Rose has done since she's gone back into NXT. So, hey, definitely go ahead and definitely gonna say Mandy Rose. Ben, what you think?
I agree. I think Mandy Rose too. She's on fire. She's just, no puns intended. She just needs somebody to stop her, and I think Jade will be that person to stop her.
Yeah.
It's just
I see an upset going.
Yeah, we see it happening. We all see it working into the whole entire storyline. It's happening.
Okay. Apollo Crews and Grayson Waller.
This is going to be a really good match, actually. I mean, they're both really athletic, and I'm really surprised how Apollo Crews. I mean, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I am. But I'm surprised he's back in NXT again. I guess his gimmick changes that they've done on him so many times have failed, so they're trying to find a new version of him.
Okay, sometimes you have to go through a lot. Apollo Crews right now, he's almost like how Cody was before Cody went back into the Indies. Like they do, basically throw a lot of stuff at him, and he has been making it work. He has been making chicken salad out of shit.
I think he's been more impressive with his new gimmick.
Yeah, I see Waller taking this one. I just think with they're gonna basically try to bury Cruz a little bit and reinvent him again, because that's what they like to do with it. North American title on the line. We got Nathan Fraser, Oro Mensa, Carmelo Hayes, Wesley, and Von Wagner.
I got Carmelo Hayes on that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Hayes too. Any disagreement?
Who's the champion right now?
I think it's vacant. I think they haven't crowned anybody because
Solo Sikoa gave it up.
Yep.
That's right. I thought he gave it back to some Carmelo Hayes, but that's right. Okay. That's right. Well, shit. Who was the one that was being messed with Chucky?
That was Apollo Crews, I think.
No, Chucky came on a couple people, but there was one that has a relation.
We don't want to talk about Chucky coming.
To puppets. Well, I think the reason why I mentioned that is because I think Von Wagner.
You're gonna go Von Wagner.
Von Wagner is heavily rumored to be part of one of the Wyatt 6 members. I don't see him, unless Triple H intertwines NXT titles with mainstream, but Sikoa had to give it up, so I'm going to say it's a no. So I'm going Carmelo Hayes winning, and Von Wagner is getting called up and be part of the Wyatt 6.
Okay. All right. And then finally we have the triple threat between champion Braun Breaker,
Ilya Dragunov, and JD McDonough.
Seriously, with this one, I am surprised that Braun Breaker didn't in the whole ring together. I'm surprised he didn't go you know what they say, old man are created equal. When you look at me and you look at JD McDonough and you see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got 50-50 chance of winning. But he's a genetic freak, and he ain't normal. So you got 25% chance best. Yeah, seriously, channeling his uncle, Scotty Steiner, and talking about some math, because I definitely see JD McDonough is going to take the fall on this. I see Ilya getting the victory. I see Braun actually being called up. And to be fair, he would be the guy that I see taking the title off of Roman Reigns. I see them bringing him up. I see him taking about 6 months. I see this being a SummerSlam title change for Roman Reigns. Like I see him beating Logan Paul. I see him having a couple of different programs, but definitely would give Braun Breaker some time to jump up and beat the shit out of people.
And if I might add to that, Ricky, the time to tease that would be the Royal Rumble for Braun Breaker. Yeah. Is Roman Reigns, obviously has a night at the Royal Rumble. Braun Breaker shows up and just build it.
Or you say him just come and win the Royal Rumble. Possibly. Or just I mean it would make
there's so many possibilities.
I mean Royal Rumble absolutely is a wonderful
Royal
place
Rumble,
to.
Man.
Yeah, I mean you could literally use Scott and Rick right there. You literally could.
You do a lot. Royal Rumble, bring guys back and everything like that.
I'm not saying bring them back, but use them in storyline. Roman has to wild Simone's.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, not even that. Like, a good time to bring somebody up would be at the Royal Rumble, and basically have him come in probably at I would say 23. Bring Braun Breaker in, and basically have him win the whole thing. If you want to do a WrestleMania match.
Oh, he's like
I mean, Royal Rumble call-ups.
He's like Brock Lesnar light.
I mean, he's a Steiner, like pretty much. Like that's what the Steiners are.
They're hosses.
Like a Brock Lesnar like. Like it's just. I definitely I kind of would see. It would make sense.
When I look at Braun Breaker, you know what I see?
What do you see?
I see a Goldberg that can actually wrestle.
Yeah, like he is definitely athletic. This is what WCW wanted in a Goldberg. Yeah. Just amazing. Like to see the stuff that he can pull off. It is a special talent that I see for years to come, being a top guy.
I can see him and Cody Rhodes battling.
No, I don't doubt that at all, bro.
So
he's definitely the next like Randy Orton.
Okay. Definitely that longevity of Randy Orton. I definitely see him a lot more physical than Randy. So hey,
I will dispute that. I don't think as long a career that Braun Breaker he'll have a long career. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he'll have as long as Randy Orton. I don't think so.
Randy Orton has found other ways of keeping his body healthy, but however, right now he's in trouble.
And I'm just saying that not to doubt the man, but I'm just saying it's just I don't see that.
Yeah, Randy Orton has a tremendous workout routine.
Yeah.
However, he's in serious jeopardy of losing his career. He might have to retire. I mean, right now he's currently been out 6 months. He's still not recovered. He's still not able to figure out what's going on with his back.
I mean, all fair and honesty, with as long as he's been in the WWE, he needs to step out of in-ring competition, and he needs to basically just go ahead and be like a manager. Instead of go with Riddle. Like I don't. like seeing him with Elias Monday night, it was almost fucking annoying. you know, like I mean, the surfer gimmick, the bro stuff only goes so far.
It didn't seem like
asking how surfer gimmick goes,
it was
how
just,
long it goes.
It was awkward.
You know?
Yeah, it was weird. Like I expected Elias to actually be a heel in that and hit him with a guitar. You know, give him the El Kabong, you know, instead of, you know, the way it ended seemingly like it was going to set up a triple threat, you know. But
sorry.
That's wrestling.
I just don't.
We don't book.
It felt awkward. Like it felt like it didn't belong. It felt like it was just.
I mean, it belonged a little bit more than the Baron Corbin ring attire there.
We're not getting started on him. Oh my god.
I mean, you know, it's a new thing that they're doing with Baron. You know,
So guys, I'm going to step out. I got work tomorrow in the morning. Sorry.
All right, see you, Cobes.
Yep. Easy, guys. I will hopefully see you on the next podcast. We'll see what happens.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, you know, like Baron Corbin, he is definitely a smart and safe wrestler. You know, in terms of like, you know, working and stuff like that. So, you know, like I gotta get, you know, anybody that does what they do, putting their bodies like on the line and everything like that, week in, week out, day in, day out, in most cases, definitely give them a lot of respect. I think they could have done a little bit differently with JBL. I do like the booking choice of having him beat Ziggler. You know, Ziggler puts on a hell of a show, no matter who he has. So big old props on that. But just I don't know. Like there was body language there that like I couldn't believe almost. Like, you know, I also think like they could have kept him off for a little bit. Yeah, it feels like too soon for like the gimmick change. Yeah, just
they didn't even do like a storyline leading up to it. They're just like, oh damn, here's a new Corbin, and here's some horrible theme music to go on top of it.
I mean, like, yeah, that Baron Corbin, the way they did it this week on Raw, I definitely am going to say it was probably the biggest misstep that Triple H has done in the Triple H era. Because quite honestly, you know, like there's just a lot of things they could have done differently with it. I would have had JBL just come out next, like, you know, I'd have had him come out just like scouting different people. I think I mentioned to you like it would have been great, like JBL, you know, making like Corbin and LA Knight a tag team, kind of like that would be cool. Baron Corbin could have gone back to his lone wolf gimmick, you know, things like that. Just it's too soon off of Happy Corbin to be doing anything like that.
He also just disappears from being Happy Corbin, and also now he's just this like JBL clone now.
I mean, it's not the first time. It's not the first time WWE's like dropped anything before any sort of conclusion. I mean, they did it with Bray Wyatt in the beginning. Like, you know, hey, we fight Kane in an Inferno match and drag Kane to the back, and then nothing happens. You know, like that could have been something like, oh yeah, we're gonna make Monster Kane again, you know, and it would have made everything stronger with Bray Wyatt if they just had Monster Kane come back. Just, you know, and I'm not talking about, you know, the See No Evil Kane. I'm not talking about, you know, just, you know, Kane in a mask. I'm talking about how he was right after Bad Blood in you know, after the first Hell in a Cell match, when he would just randomly come out and beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
that would be how I would have done that. But that's just me. I'm a fan of wrestling.
Interested in the Miz storyline. Like what?
And I didn't like that either. Like, I mean, it to me, like, it kind of like almost it squashed Loomis.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's setting up, Gargano and and the Miz. But like, could you have done it a little bit differently? Like,
I'm guessing Loomis is still in the picture, but is it leading to like Loomis, Gargano, and the Miz, or Gargano, Loomis versus the Miz?
Or Gargano Miz? Yeah. And
it's-
also, where's Ciampa?
Yeah, he hasn't been around in a while either.
I wonder if he's hurt. Cause I mean, to be fair, like a fun little setup would be, and I don't know. I think a DIY return, but set up like this. You have the Miz and Ciampa versus Gargano Loomis, and then Ciampa just turns on the Miz.
Yeah, or since they did Baron Corbin the way they did, what if they just did a swerve and suddenly Loomis was the Miz's tag team partner and Ciampa was Gargano's partner?
I mean, I could see it. Basically, where the Miz has been working with Loomis all along to fuck with Gargano. Yeah. And then Gargano needs a partner. It's like, okay, what's going on? Who's it going to be? And then, boom, here comes the Blackheart Ciampa. Like...
I mean, we haven't seen Ciampa in a while, and I haven't heard that he's injured.
Yeah, I mean, he's more than likely he's probably getting a reinvent because that's what they used to do.
Yeah, knowing his friendship with Triple H, I'm leaning on they're coming back with DIY because the tag team division has been picking up, but it's missing a little bit more.
Yeah, it needs a little bit. I almost see Tucker coming back. Them kind of either breaking up the Alpha Academy. Or just making Gable kind of like, hey, I got another guy, because it almost seems like WWE starting to go back into triples. I see that as the next future thing going on. I mean, AEW and Ring of Honor, has kind of brought it, up. I mean, the New Day for years with the triples and the Freebird rule. But I mean, it gives you a lot of opportunity to create some of those amazing matches. Speaking
of Alpha Academy, Charlie Haas was recently in the news. He was missing for a minute. They did he was being looked for and searched for because apparently he missed going to an event or something.
It is Charlie Haas. He's not. I mean, of the Team Angle boys, he's definitely not. He's the weak one. He's the he's the Stephen Baldwin of the group.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I think we covered mostly on wrestling.
We did, and I mean, Alex, I definitely, I know wrestling is definitely not your, not your wheelhouse. But man, thank you so much for, just like staying in with it. You've been awesome as always, man. Like, it definitely, definitely love having you on.
Yeah, professional.
Yep, you're welcome.
He's like, man, I'm over here asleep.
I mean, if you want to watch some wrestling, you can always do some recaps on Peacock and stuff. I mean,
and I mean, and then speaking of wrestling, hey, always remember to hit up fanatics.com. WWE has put some wrestling t-shirts on Fanatic. So definitely take advantage of take advantage
They
of
have
the
special edition Meek Mill shirt right now for WWE. It's a limited edition design.
nice. I wonder if I'll probably take a look see if they have that shirt there.
And
And
it says
definitely
Alex is falling asleep there. Sounds like he needs to be a little bit of energy. Maybe.
I mean, you could you go to W Energy and use our promo code. But yeah, so basically, Fanatics, they're doing a 48-hour sale, but always check on the website, because they have definitely been rolling the codes for up to 65% off on their entire site. Right now, the code is chills for that. Yeah, I mean, the weather's getting colder, the deals are getting hotter. And definitely go to W Energy and get the gamer energy drink of 2022. Using the promo code SSPP10 for 10% off of your order. I mean, this has been a great show. What do you think, Alex? I mean, you've been on, the podcast a few times before, with our football. What do you think of the kind of expansion a little bit into the other sports?
This is great, especially now since, let's see, today's Wednesday, so of course there's no games on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a perfect time to do a recap, a little bit. And I mean, it's the best time of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big best time of the year. Yeah, Christmas presents. Fanatics.com.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
also, question. Where is Josh Allen from?
He's college. He was in Wyoming. But he's from California.
Good old Cali.
Because he's in San Diego today.
It's probably golfing.
Trade alert.
No. He's actually at the game.
Oh yeah, I think he lives in Southern California. You're making me Wikipedia.
So he lives there. So he flies out there for the game.
They are on a bye week right now, so
that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is he from? Oh, he's in a place called or he grew up in a town called Fireball. It's like 40 miles west of Fresno. So
that's weird. That's like nowhere near San Diego.
I mean, it's California, so like, hey, he probably does like what we do in Delaware. We follow all the guys that are around, like Philly, Baltimore, Washington, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, a little bit of New York.
Well, I mean, if he's a Valley guy, he should follow Bay Area teams, since he's closer to Bay Area than to SoCal.
Well, I mean, the Bay Area teams aren't in the playoffs right now, so hey,
true.
Strike the fire when this fire's hot. It's like, hey, let me come here. I'll get the cameras on me. Holla at your boy. That kind of nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I do. Yes. So let's see. Is there anything else? We totally forgot NASCAR.
Cup. All right.
Yeah. So like the news late last week that Kurt Busch is doing the Mark Martin thing and not being a full-time racer anymore. I mean, I think that's what, as long as your body's into it, that's what all the old guys should be doing. Like, God, like, you saw a picture of Mark Martin. I'm like, man, get that man into a fucking race car now.
You see him?
Like,
Oh man, he looked like he could go another round.
don't he look like you fucking went up fucking
Oh yeah, he does.
I almost said Winston Cup.
Yeah, you had Kurt Busch semi-retiring from all. He's not fully retired. He's just retired from full season racing.
Good riddance. The Bush boys are kind of like pricks anyway. So hey,
I mean,
whatever.
I don't mind Kyle. I mean, not Kyle. Oh my God, I don't mind Kurt. It's Kyle. I wish was the one retiring. I don't like.
Hey, either way, they're both a bunch of pricks. I don't care for
Kurt's
them.
wisened up with age. Kyle is still,
Still a prick.
yeah.
Still a prick. Been a prick. Always been a prick. So help him God.
Always will be a prick.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, yeah, NASCAR's not been the same for me. With a lot of these sports, I followed a lot of them as a boy. And that's like many moons ago. Like going back to like baseball. Last time I really followed Major League Baseball was like the year the Kansas City Royals won. And I only really followed it because my parents followed it. My dad had a vested interest in it because he used to drive the bus for the Wilmington Blue Rocks, who were affiliated with a Kansas City organization at the time. So he was like, those were my boys, playing in the World Series. So, hey, that NBA, I think the last time I followed anything with it, I think Kevin Love was still in Minnesota. That's how far my NBA knowledge has like not really been. I'll pick up bits and pieces, but it's like I'm not a fan. I can't invest into it.
Yeah, I haven't so it since like the Kobe Bryant and the Michael Jordan days.
Yeah, like it's not felt the same. Like, I mean, to me, the NBA was best during the Jordan era and stuff like that. Now it's like Kevin Durant is, bastardized this game, where instead of like, okay, this guy is my peer, my rival, my equal, and him and I are going to face each other and we're going to find out who's better. No, it's not. I don't want to beat him anymore. I want to join him. Yeah. And instead of having, okay, we have 10 different teams that are pretty damn good, we have like 2 super teams that face each other almost every fucking year.
It's the nature of the game. And that's not just pro level, all levels. Why? Because it's more skill based than all the other sports combined.
I mean,
because you need a handle. That's the main thing. No other sports you don't have to develop a handle. The closest one would be soccer, but dribbling with your feet is different with your hands.
And we also want to cover over
unless you're James Harden and you don't dribble.
Good old Bubba Wallace getting suspended.
Oh yeah, for intentionally wrecking.
Yeah, I mean that could have been a lot more catastrophic than what it turned out to be. I mean, if it was a split second too early, Kyle Larson would have been facing headfirst into Bell's car.
And remember, these next gens suck driver safety wise.
Yeah.
So, question: where were they at when this happened?
Las Vegas.
Okay, I was gonna say because if it was depending on where you go, like crashes are fatal. Like New Hampshire New Hampshire has killed basically Petty, or took, I mean, New Hampshire took Adam Petty. And I think it was like somebody else. I mean, Earnhardt, that situation was just, that was the seatbelt.
Yeah. I mean, that was also him blocking, too. I mean, he caused that accident himself by blocking aggressively. But...
That's right. That's how racing is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was doing what he was supposed to, what he felt he was supposed to do. Like, I mean, it was a 1, 2, 3 finish. Shaping out to be, the day that Dale Earnhardt died. Earnhardt was going to be third.
Yeah, it's just the way this whole entire thing happened. Like, this was a split second earlier. Like, Larson literally could have been severely injured along with Bell. Because you would have had 2 cars colliding with each other. Bell was going full speed. it's like, and Wallace hit him full throttle going right into the back of him. And he was being interviewed by Mark Martin and got smart with Mark Martin. Mark Martin just asking him basic questions. Like, what were you thinking kind of things, Like, do you think that was right what you did? And he was like, Bubba was like, don't be trying to bait. He's like, I'm not. He's like, I'm asking you a question.
Oh, trust me. I mean, if this was Mark Martin like 20 years ago, it wouldn't have been like, hey, the microphone in the face. It'd probably, he'd have probably bumped him up against, bumped him against the freaking equipment shit. What the fuck are you thinking, boy?
Bubba didn't apologize for anything. So what Bubba told Mark Martin is basically he didn't take no responsibility for it. He said it was all Larson's fault. Larson pushed up into the wall. He broke his car. He said he trashed his car, and that's why they attacked him. I'm like, bro, your car is trashed because you ran into the back of him. And then he claimed that his steering wheel was broke. Like the steering rod or something broke. I'm like, well, okay, buddy. Okay. Uh-huh.
All right. And kind of...
And he gets 1 race suspension for not taking responsibility either. That's crazy.
Right. All right. And, kind of giving a little report. We're about to go into the top of the 7th. The Phillies are down by 3 on the Padres at 7-4. Yeah, so... hey, that's something that happens. I mean, Philly's not sweeping the Padres, probably. So, hey, whatever works.
Hey, gotta win and lose some at some point.
Yeah, win some, lose some.
That's the name of the game. That's the nature.
You do your best the next time, and not ram into the back of somebody's car.
Yeah, don't do that, guys. Make sure you wear your seatbelts, kids.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. All right. So, basically, is anything else you want to talk about? I mean, cough, cough, hint, hint. Alex, you are a soccer fan.
MLS playoffs. So we have, at least in the Western Conference, we have 2 major rivalries. We have El Tráfico between the Galaxy and LAFC, and a Texas derby between FC Dallas and Austin FC.
Wait, Austin has a team now?
Yes.
Austin, Texas?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. See, I only know anything about soccer because I'm a gamer, which is something else we'll expand into with the Social Sports Pad podcast. We'll talk about, video games and stuff like that as well, because it's the social part of the Social Sports Pad podcast. But yeah, like, I mean, me, whenever I played FIFA, I was, I would play, actually, I'd be a Seattle Sounder. And I was like, okay, yeah. Actually, no. Did Austin have a team there? Because it's been a few years since I played a FIFA game. Not gonna lie,
I played in a long time.
I mean, I'm not I'm not as skilled as any of these guys. I can't do a bicycle kick to save my ass. You know, I'm just, I get the angle, I get the goal, whatever.
I tried the new FIFA. I just can't do it.
It's too complicated for me, man. I got the Larry Cable guy disease of, where's the button assist pass? Said it's like, give me a button assist shoot. I don't want to
right.
break my joystick and shove it up my ass to do a freaking backflip.
No, the hockey I can get to.
Yeah, I mean, sports games are definitely fun, ish. I mean, I get so many games. I haven't touched any of the new stuff yet. Because hey, why am I spending $60 on something that I ain't touching for a few years?
Game Pass. You can play the free trial.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Game Pass, it eventually gets on EA Play anyway, so whatever.
Yeah. Eventually,
yeah. I mean, Alex, you play any of the video games?
No, I gave up on video games as I get older. I don't do no boxes, and I don't do PC. The only gaming that I'm kind of into is mobile gaming, just due to the accessibility.
No, well, yeah, I mean, it's right there while because I mean, you watch a lot of sports, your football, NASCAR, soccer, you had NBA knowledge, definitely more than me. So hey, so you invest your time into sports. Me, I invest my time in my, in video games and my work, and the podcast now. So hey,
I got college.
good on you. I mean, good on you too, Ben, on that. With the college.
I mean, I barely pay attention. Thank you. I barely pay attention to the baseball and football and the wrestling that I watch.
Yeah, I mean, with my, with the way my work life is now, I'm going to be, definitely doing more episodes with the podcast and whatnot. So, I'm definitely liking this.
Video games coming out too here shortly.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll definitely hit that. I have a plan for March Madness as well. So basically, those of us who are following us on the socials, make sure you stay tuned on the socials because we're gonna do some fun things with March Madness this year. So, stay tuned. And Alex, you heard that here first.
All righty.
All right. So, in closing, I am Ricky with Social Sports Pat Podcast. Alongside me always is Ben. And thank you, Alex, again for coming and helping us out. You are absolutely one of our, favorite people to work with on these podcasts. Thanks again to Tim and to my brother, the Cobra. And to you out there in the social verse that are listening still, have a good week, good night, and always a good season.